What's up, everybody? Justin here with a new Year in Wrestling Reloaded 1990 Part 2. Let's get it on. I'm going to talk about Saturday night main events. 2 events that happened in the summer and in October. And then I'll talk about some of the PWI, Pro Wrestling Illustrated's 1990 winners of their awards they give out, like Wrestler of the Year, Tag Team, Match of the Year. So check out my first Year in Wrestling series, 1990. I covered every pay-per-view in 1990, WWF, WCW pay-per-view. So check out the Year in Wrestling playlist. I got about over 100 videos in that playlist covering 1987, when I became a fan, to 2015, I think. One of my last videos I did, Who's Better? Demolition versus the Road Warriors. Whoever that jerk off idiot was that left that comment that according to them, I'm too young to talk about Demolition and the Road Warriors, that I'm too young to judge and give my opinion who was better. How the fuck am I too young? I grew up watching them. I started watching in 1987 when I was 3 years old. I know what I'm talking about. I have not only do I know what I'm talking about, trust me, when it comes to pro wrestling, but don't question my knowledge and don't question that I don't know what I'm talking about, because if you think that, you're dead fucking wrong. I know what I'm talking about. I've been a fan of wrestling since 1987. I've been a fan for 33 fucking years. So, in my opinion, I can give my opinion on the past because I grew up watching it in the late 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. So, again, whoever left that comment, you're dead wrong. I know what I'm talking about. I know my knowledge, and if I don't know it, I do research. So here we go, 1990 Year in Wrestling Reloaded, 1990 Part 2. This will be the final part of 1990. Then I'll get to 91 and 92, where I'll talk about more Saturday night main events, and then in 93, I'll talk mostly about ECW and some of the big shows they put on. So here we go. Up first, I'm going to review Saturday night's main event from July 28th, 1990. In my part 1, Year in Wrestling Reloaded, I'm not sure if I covered... I know I talked about Saturday night main events, but maybe I didn't cover the whatever one that happened in April or May or June. I'm not sure, but I'm talking about the July 28th, reviewing it. Up first, we had, let's go with Demolition taking on the Rockers. For the tag team titles, Demolition was a trio, a 3-man team, a Crush, Smash, and Axe. I prefer Demolition, Axe, and Smash. They were, in my opinion, the best Demolition team. I understand why Crush got into the group, probably because Demolition Axe wanted time off, or he thought he was going to be an agent backstage. So Demolition defending the tag titles against the Rockers. Pretty good match. Demolition wins and retains. Later on at SummerSlam 1990, they would lose the tag titles against the Hart Foundation 2 out of 3 falls when the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom, made their pay-per-view debut. Might have been their WWF debut. They came down to the ring and screwed Demolition out of the tag titles. So, but July 28th, right before, like 3-4 weeks before SummerSlam 90, they would still have the titles. Up next, we had the Intercontinental Championship. I think it was on the line. Mr. Perfect. And I'm going to just tell you the truth. I did not watch these two shows recently. I saw them like 3-4 years ago. I watched them on the network, but I'm reviewing the results. That's why I said I'm not sure if the Intercontinental title was on the line, but I think it was. Mr. Perfect defending against Tito Santana. Mr. Perfect wins and retains. Again, Mr. Perfect would also lose his title at SummerSlam 90 to the Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich. So up next, only 4 matches on the July 28th, 1990 Saturday night's main event. I don't know if the show's only an hour or an hour and a half, but only 4 matches. Up next, we had the Texas Tornado. Kerry Von Erich defeated Buddy Rose. The match was only 3 minutes and 9 seconds. What the fuck? That's pretty pathetic. To have a TV match go 3 minutes. Texas Tornado defeats Buddy Rose. Used to be Playboy Buddy Rose in the AWA. He was a tag champ. So now I guess it was the main event, I think. The Ultimate Warrior defending the WWF title against Ravishing Rick Rude with Bobby the Brain Heenan. Ultimate Warrior wins by disqualification. So Warrior retains, and Rick Rude and Warrior, they'd have a pretty good match at SummerSlam 90 in a steel cage. But the only reason the Warrior had a good match is because Rick Rude carried him. Just like the Macho Man had to carry Warrior many times, and just like Hogan had to carry Warrior. Warrior cannot have a good match unless he's in the ring with a tremendous worker like Rick Rude, Macho Man, or Hogan. Hercules, I guess, had an okay match with Warrior when Hercules worked with Warrior. So Warrior wins by disqualification. I think that's the main event. Pretty lame to have it be a DQ, but they're saving Warrior, Rick Rude. They're saving a clean finish, I guess, for SummerSlam in the cage. By the way, Rick Rude should have won the WWF title at SummerSlam 90. He should have. He's a better worker and he deserved it. So now I'm going to review Saturday night's main event. The final one of 1990 happened October 13th, 1990. We had Macho Man Randy Savage taking on the, I think they call it, maybe he wasn't called the American Dream, but he was the American Dream to everybody. Dusty Rhodes against Randy Savage. I'm not sure if I think he's still playing the King Macho gimmick still. So Macho Man Randy Savage, King Macho, wins by countout. So now we have a tag team matchup. Hulk Hogan and Tugboat teaming up. And I know Tugboat did not last long in the gimmick. because he turned heel on Hogan and became Typhoon and became a heel. And then was a Natural Disasters with Earthquake. What a great name also for a tag team. Earthquake, Typhoon, the Natural Disasters. Great name for a team because those guys were monsters. So Hogan and I don't remember when Tugboat turned on Hogan or became Typhoon. I don't remember that as a kid. Maybe he turned on him on an episode of Superstars. I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up and try to find it on YouTube. So Hulk Hogan and Tugboat team up. And they take on Rhythm and Blues. Greg Valentine with black hair. That was a god-awful gimmick. Rhythm and Blues was shit. Rhythm and Blues lose by disqualification. So up next we had Sergeant Slaughter. Sergeant Slaughter taking on Koko Beware. Sergeant Slaughter wins by submission. Up next we have the Intercontinental Championship on the line. Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich, defending against Haku with Bobby Heenan, because Haku was still in the Heenan family. Texas Tornado wins and retains IC title. He wouldn't hold on to it for long because I believe by Survivor Series 90, I think well, let me look it up here. I can look up the title change. Kerry Von Erich did not hold the IC title for long. I'm pretty sure of that. Maybe a couple months. Or not even 4 months. So I'm just looking here for the Intercontinental title changes in this book. It's very handy wrestling almanac. So Intercontinental title changes. Kerry Von Erich won it, as I said, at SummerSlam 90 on August 27th. And Kerry Von Erich lost it November 19th. November 19th, 1990, Kerry Von Erich lost it to Curt Hennig, Mr. Perfect, in Rochester, New York. So the guy did not even have a 3-month title reign as IC champ. I don't know if he was busted or I don't think he failed a drug test, but maybe he's messed up on stuff. I don't know, but obviously something was wrong with Kerry Von Erich that they took the title off him so damn fast. As I said, at Survivor Series 90, Mr. Perfect had the IC title back around his waist. So, anyways, Texas Tornado, as I said, defeated Haku for his very short reign as IC champ. So up next we had, I think it was the main event. If it wasn't, it probably should have been the main event. I lost. So yeah, the main event was the Ultimate Warrior and the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors teaming up. I was never a fan of Warrior ever as a kid or as an adult. I mean, I feel bad for his kids that the guy passed away, but I don't really care that he passed away. Because the guy was a jerk. I don't think the guy loved the wrestling business. I don't think he respected it. And the guy's a homophobic idiot. A lot of stuff he said. So, it was kind of cool as a kid to see the Legion of Doom team up with the Warrior. Why do I say that? Because they all wore face paint. That's why. And they all looked like superheroes, larger than life. The Ultimate Warrior and the Legion of Doom defeated the Demolition. Smash, axe, and crush. After the LOD came in to the WWF, Vince really buried Demolition. Really buried them for the Road Warriors. It was pretty damn sad to watch how good Demolition was. And then when the Road Warriors come in, they get destroyed by them and buried. So I don't know how long the match went. Warrior and LOD defeating Demolition. I don't know how long it was, but the crowd was pretty damn hot and excited for it. So that is my review of Saturday night's main event from October 13th, 1990. Now I'm going to get to the PWI awards for 1990. Wrestler of the Year was Sting. That's a great decision. I agree with that. Because Sting was top of his game in his prime. The guy just won the world title at Great American Bash 1990 from Ric Flair. Good on Ric Flair for not jobbing and laying down for Lex Luger and giving him the title, because Ric Flair promised Sting he would be the next guy to win it from him. So, Sting's the Wrestler of the Year. Obviously, the guy, I'll just compare Sting and Warrior for a little bit. Warrior became champion before Sting in 1990, which still pisses me off because Sting was always better. But Warrior won in April, Sting won in July. Sting I thought he had a good run as world champion. The guy didn't have that much good heel talent to work with at all. They just put him in. I mean, his match with Sid and feud with Sid was okay at Halloween Havoc, but they didn't help Sting as a babyface. They put him in a stupid storyline against the Black Scorpion, which was a mess. It was a mess. Because they kept just switching Black Scorpions, all these different guys playing the Black Scorpion. It was stupid. And the reveal of the Black Scorpion was really dumb. I love Ric Flair, but that was stupid that he was a Black Scorpion. So Sting wins Wrestler of the Year. Runner-up was the stupid Ultimate Warrior, which that's pretty crazy. I think I said it in part 1 of Year in Wrestling 1990 Reloaded. It is pretty damn crazy to think Sting and Warrior broke in the business together. They were a tag team. They traveled the roads together for, I think, 2 or 3 years or 1 year. And anyways, they broke in together and they both become world champions in the same year. So Warrior was the runner-up. Second runner-up was Hulk Hogan as Wrestler of the Year. I don't know. Hogan wasn't that good of a damn wrestler in 1990. In the 80s, in Japan, in AWA, he could work. He could get technical. Third runner-up was Lex Luger in 1990. So Wrestler of the Year was Sting. Tag Team of the Year. Tag Team of the Year in 1990 were Rick and Scott Steiner, the Steiner brothers. I love that. They were an awesome team. Runners-up were not the Hollywood Blondes. That was 93. Runners-up were Demolition, and second runners-up were Doom. Third runners-up were Legion of Doom. Doom, very underrated team. I liked Doom a lot. They had the WCW tag titles for well over a year. That was about a year or 10 months, I think. That was pretty awesome. Or maybe 9 months. But Doom had the tag titles a really long time in WCW. They won them. I'm trying to think. They won them in May of 1990 and lost them. And I could look it up. When did they lose them? I think they lost them in May of 91. So let me look it up. So Doom lost the titles in February 24th, 1991. Doom lost the tag titles. So they had a 9-month run as tag champions. So back to, as I said, tag team of the year were the Steiners. Now the match of the year. Match of the year, WrestleMania 6, main event, Hulk Hogan against the Ultimate Warrior, runner-up. First runner-up was Sting, Ric Flair, Great American Bash, 90. Second runner-up was Hulk Hogan, Earthquake, from SummerSlam, I think. And third runner-up was the 1990 Royal Rumble. I will say the 1990 Royal Rumble was very good. Had a ton of Hall of Famers in it, and it's very entertaining. Hogan and Earthquake, that match is even pretty entertaining. I remember Big Boss Man, I think was a ref, started beating Earthquake with a plastic chair on his back, and his back was all red and bleeding. That was pretty insane. Feud of the year in 1990. Feud of the year was Ric Flair, Lex Luger. First runner-up, Hulk Hogan, Earthquake. Second runner-up, Ultimate Warrior, Rick Rude. Third runner-up from the USWA, Chris Adams, Steve Austin. Most popular wrestler of 1990 was Hulk Hogan. First runner-up was Sting. Second runner-up, Ultimate Warrior. Third runner-up, Lex Luger. Most hated wrestler of the year in 1990. Most hated, Earthquake. First runner-up, first runner-up, Ric Flair. Most hated wrestler of the year. Second runner-up, Rick Rude. Third runner-up, Eddie Gilbert. Again, most hated wrestler of the year in 1990 was Earthquake. Probably because he sat on Hogan and everybody, all the kids, all the Hulkamaniacs thought Hogan was dead. That Earthquake sat on him and killed him. So, most improved wrestler of the year in 1990, Paul Roma. First runners-up were Doom. Second runner-up, Tugboat. Third runner-up, Cactus Jack. For most improved wrestler of the year, the winner was Paul Roma. Paul Roma, I always thought the guy was a really good, tremendous worker. And a really good tag team wrestler. So now, inspirational wrestler of the year in 1990 was Sting. That's a great choice because the guy came back from a torn MCL or ACL, came back from a career-threatening knee injury and won the world title and came back in like 5 months. So Sting won it. First runner-up was Hulk Hogan. Second runner-up, Jerry Lawler. Third runner-up, Nikolai Volkov. Nikolai Volkov, I believe, turned babyface in 1990. That was weird. Rookie of the year for 1990, Steve Austin. First runner-up, El Gigante. Second runner-up, Brad Armstrong. Third runner-up, Chris Chavis. I don't know who that is. So, again, the Rookie of the Year, the fans probably got to vote on these, I think. The PWI readers. Because why would Elegante be the first runner up? That guy was pretty horrible in the ring. So, comeback of the year doesn't go back to 1990. PWI Editors Award for 1990 went to Buddy Rogers. So those are your PWI winners for 1990. I hope you enjoyed this Year in Wrestling Reloaded 1990 Part 2. Hope you enjoyed it. Check out my playlist of Year in Wrestling Reloaded videos. Also, check out my original series of Year in Wrestling videos in my playlist. Bye for now, everybody.